campus of Seton Catholic and another exciting day of playoff lacrosse. Fans, in order to ensure the safety, well-being, and enjoyable atmosphere for everyone at the game, we ask that you be respectful of the umpires, the athletes, the coaches, the spectators, and all those supporting the event. We thank you for your cooperation. As a reminder, tobacco, alcohol, and the use of electronic vaping devices are strictly prohibited on the Seton Catholic campus. Once again, we thank you for your cooperation. Fans, as a reminder, food and beverages are available for your snack time pleasure near the entrance to the stadium at more than reasonable prices. All purchases support the Arizona Girls Lacrosse Association and are greatly appreciated. Since we do not have a large message board here at the stadium, if you're interested in having a special message read later in the game, like a birthday wish, a goodwill wish to the players, teams, or coaches, come by the broadcast area by halftime. If you don't have a pen and paper to create a message, don't worry, we have extra you can use. I'll read all the messages together then at halftime. Trust me, you never know what people say, and people do listen to all the messages at halftime.
Peace up, A-Town.
Got the beat to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. First girl got the voice. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I had to listen to her for way too long.
Oh, there you go.
Rewind it back.
We can't even watch the games anymore. We're like,
I know. I mute it when she's commentating. I turn it up when Charlotte's on.
yeah, why not?
And she's scripted.
Oh, she really?
Oh, yeah. Well, the last couple of games on the ACC, she's, kind of more off her own.
Hello and welcome once again to the campus of Seton Catholic. And on a Friday evening in Arizona, it's time for AGLA Playoff Lacrosse. On behalf of the Arizona Girls Lacrosse Association, as well as the participating schools administration, faculty, staff, coaches, and players, we appreciate your support and attendance at tonight's set finals between the #1 ranked Desert Vista Thunder and the #2 ranked Chaparral Firebirds. To begin the evening, let's first introduce the visiting team, the Chaparral Firebirds. A junior midfielder, #2, Delana Hopkins. A freshman defender, #4, Hannah Parr. A junior attacker, #5, Sloan Cass. A sophomore attacker, #8, Mandy Rodriguez. A senior attacker, #9, Caitlin Gill. A junior attacker, #10, Lane Kennelly. A junior attacker, #12, Ashley Barton. A senior attacker, #13, Mel Hartley. A senior midfielder, #14, Sydney Hennessy. A junior attacker, #16, Charlie Zamorano. A freshman attacker, #21, Maddie Gomez. A sophomore defender, #22, Emerson Shore. A junior defender, #33, Audrey Fox. A freshman midfielder, #34, Marissa Savage. A senior defender, #43, Jaden Berger. And a sophomore midfielder, #47, Allison Corsi. In the goal tonight, done. A senior, #60, Sadie Cruz. Your head coach is Jessica Barton. Your assistant coaches are Tucker Quayle, Courtney Preston, and Josh Longbottom. And now, here's the starting lineup for your #1 ranked Desert Vista Thunder. A junior defender, #0, Anira Etra. A senior defender, #4, Charlotte Mitchell. A junior attacker, #5, Rabbit Delgado. A senior attacker, #6, Heather Susi. A senior midfielder, #11, Jackie Hernandez. senior defender, number 12, Tara Becker. Junior defender, number 13, Issa Allison. Junior midfielder, number 14, Tess Cortese. Senior midfielder, number 15, Olivia Opar. Senior defender, number 16, Joanne Glenn. Sophomore defender, number 18, Ashlyn Lapine. Sophomore defender, number 19, Fran Cortese. Freshman attacker, number 21, Sammy Boswell. Sophomore attacker, number 22, Kaya Matthews. Senior attacker, number 23, Elise Matthews. Senior attacker, number 24, Aspen Watt. Senior attacker, number 25, Maddie DeCina. Junior attacker, number 34, Alyssa Rose. Freshman midfielder, number 35, Allison Carr. And a freshman attacker, number 52, Aaliyah Rose. In goal tonight is a senior, number 8, Will Brown. Your head coach is Corey Gray. Your assistant coaches are Jordan Hugan, Brianna Gardner, and Savannah Singh. And now, fans, to honor our country, we'd ask that if you rise, and please remove your hats to honor our flag and our country in the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. We'd like to welcome our officials from Come On Red. And for the first time in a championship game, all field officials are all female. Our officials from Elaine Peasy, Kevin Martin, Sophie Matheson, and Warner Orr. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Two teams on the brink of greatness meet for one last battle, and at the end of it, a new champion will be crowned in the Arizona Girls Lacrosse Association. Good evening and welcome everyone alongside Campbell Klein. I'm Zach Warhack. We'll have our guys Kai and Jacob on the sideline later on in the game. Campbell, it's all chalk this season, 1 versus 2 as Desert Vista and Chaparral set up to take on one another. Keys to the game on the side of Chaparral, for me, it comes down to the best goalie in the league all season, Sadie Struzik. How does she fare against the high-octane attack of Desert Vista?
Yeah, I think that if she can definitely lock in on these shots and make sure that she's not too distracted by leading her defense the way that all goalies need to, she should be able to capitalize on a lot of these shots. DV shooting many shots from the outside or just one step in on the 8-meter.
An all-female field officiating crew for the first time in the state championship in the AGLA as they get set up in the draw control circle. As for the side of Desert Vista, can your superstars perform at the highest level when the pressure is the most? Jackie Jimenez, Olivia Opart, Tess Cortese, just to name a few.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope at this point for them, this squad being really well trained together from a young age, they should be able to capitalize on these draw controls. But as we can see, Maddie Conant getting in there early, also very seasoned on the draw for her team.
And the opening draw does go in the way of the freshman. An errant pass back into the defensive zone of Chaparral, scooped up by Jaden Berger, and the nerves settle in with just about 30 seconds gone off of the opening draw control as Chaparral look to transition and get upfield. These two teams have met twice during the regular season. Both have gone the way of the undefeated Desert Vista Thunder as they look to create a turnover at midfield, and still no team securing possession for the opening attack. Scooped up by Desert Vista, so an opportunity for Chaparral on the opening draw. Can't get it into the attacking third, and the speed of Desert Vista comes to fruition the other way as they look to set up an opening attack. 1 minute gone, and it goes down to X where things set up. Heather Susie and company back behind the cage as the ball swings over with Elise Matthews now towards the top where those superstars reside for Desert Vista. Jackie Jimenez with it now, and we'll see how she elects to break this zone. Off-ball movement all over the place for Desert Vista. Minute and a half gone in the opening frame. Feed inside to the middle. Turn and burn, and it's an opener.
Really nice look there for Desert Vista. Not a ton of movement as they look to feed the ball in. Pretty clear that that's what they're trying to do, but it doesn't matter for their players. They can get their hands open, receive that pass really quickly, sight the cage, and take a really nice angle shot.
15 from 11 is the story of the season. Olivia Opart gets her first in the state championship game with the assist from Jackie Jimenez, and Opart coming off a 7-goal game against Xavier in the semifinal.
Yeah, DV should definitely be coming into this game really confident, coming out strong. We're going to see how these draws continue to unfold. Maddie Conant coming into this game being a big difference maker for her team.
The speed of Jimenez to win the draw off the ground ball, stumbles for a moment. The physicality comes in from Maddie Conant, and a second possession offensively as Desert Vista look to get going quick. Congested in the middle, and it's a battle for the ground ball. Fundamentals show early. Good boxing out by both sides, and the battle ultimately won on the back end by Caitlin Gill of Chaparral. The ever so important clear off the opening draw. Chaparral couldn't get into the attacking position, and now an opportunity with a stretch pass up to Ashley Barton.
Seeing some clear differences in their transitions. DV definitely pressuring out on the ride. Chaparral looking to come down. Not as much speed as DV as they make it through, but excellent field vision, being able to see upfield, see where they need to pass next, and that ball certainly moves faster than your feet, so never a bad option to see those easy ups.
The nerves have settled for both sides with 9.5 left in the first. Chaparral with possession, and they trail by 1. It was a beautiful shot from Olivia Opart of Desert Vista. They look to respond, an errant pass, and this a big one-handed scoop from the freshman to keep it in.
Scary to make those one-handed scoops there, but definitely shows that she can do it as she gets that and moves it around to the other side of the 8.
Conant certainly has a flair for the dramatic, just a freshman, and a bright career ahead of her. Barton has possession at goal line extended, works it up to Conant at the wing. Inside look, Zamorano spins to the left. Back pass, and the physicality and defense of Desert Vista, able to create another turnover.
DV seeing those easy up passes on this transition. If they continue to capitalize on those with their speed, they're going to see a ton of fast break opportunities as this game continues.
Opart elects to settle it down, and that's something that Desert Vista have been so strong at, identifying their chances where they want to take them. Last game against Xavier, we saw Tess Cortese go coast to coast with the fast break and bury one. This time Opart pulls up to set the offense up.
Especially early in the game, up by 1, it's never a bad idea to get settled and look for those higher percentage opportunities for your team. The last thing you want to do is cause some kind of turnover from an errant pass, shot, or whatever it might be, and give the other team a chance to move on to their offensive end.
Everything clicking with the passing work for Desert Vista offensively. Inside feed! And a big deflection. Struzik was also ready for it in the cage, but Desert Vista retained possession.
Really nice job by the defense getting their sticks up, making sure their hands are matching the shot on that one. Knowing that DV is a team that can just pick up that ball and fire, they really need to make sure they're maintaining that pressure as those players go throughout the 8, whether they have the ball or not.
Pass just out of the reach of the stick of Jackie Jimenez, loses it out of bounds, and another clearance opportunity for Chaparral. Good pass over the top, and now Zamorano is off to the races. Fast break look in transition, a little bit too far behind Hopkins, but Chaparral settled down and have possession. Conant, the stick check from behind, and a clean game early on. Desert Vista creating these turnovers, not a single whistle with 7 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, really nice checks for this team as well as pressure as these Chaparral players are coming into their 8-meter. It might not be something that they're typically used to, feeling so much pressure as they move throughout that 8, and especially coming up behind them as the transition occurs.
Jimenez leaps to catch the pass, faces the double, backs out, gets it to Opart at the top of the 12. Now Desert Vista get back to work. A lot of these players, 11 seniors, have experience and a bad taste in their mouth from just a season ago for Desert Vista. The last time they were state champs, 2021, but a hot start here and a 2-0 lead early on.
I completely agree with you. This is definitely their game to lose. They having so many upperclassmen on their team, having been so seasoned, going through the playoffs and just nearly missing winning the championships last year. I think that they're definitely coming out with a chip on their shoulder, ready to go. And we can see that from their play as they move on to the offensive end, capitalizing on every opportunity we've seen thus far.
On the experience of the seniors is there, but a freshman to get the second tally on the board for Desert Vista as Sammy Botzler puts it away for number 7 on the season, and that's back-to-back games with a goal, so getting hot at the right time with 6:27 left in the opening frame. It's been an even battle in the draw control circle where Chaparral leaning on Conant, a high draw this time, Opart with the win, and she gets rolling. Jimenez from the 12 looking to get the hands free, and she definitely has a shot to do so. Eyes up the whole way. Cortese inside, takes the triple team. Good slide and team defense by Chaparral. Adjustments made in the closeout speed from Chaparral. Those passes that are getting through and breaking the zone, the next player's there a lot quicker than the first 2 goals given up.
Definitely. I'm sure as they've moved through these defensive sets for Chaparral, they've been able to kind of pick up on their patterns and their timing as they cut through the 8.
Jimenez, this one stopped by Struzik as she finds her first save of the evening at a 60% clip on the season, and that one backed up by Chaparral as well.
Really nice positioning for her in the cage. Definitely contributed to that save. Love seeing Chaparral moving it up the field really nicely.
Conant passes back, look inside, Hevesy with the answer, and the lead cut to half as the senior gets on the board with number 32 of the season.
Really gorgeous transition there. I love seeing the way that the players are working together and making those smarter passes as they weave up into the 8-meter. they've kind of stumbled with this earlier in the game where they tried to make those really difficult passes right on the same plane that they were on and nearly missing their players. Definitely connecting a lot more on that past one.
At the peak of the season, battling for a championship, the windows get so tight, and the pass from Conant threads the needle. Hevesy with a strong finish, and it's what she does best.
Would really love to see more physicality here on the draw. It's definitely going to be the difference for both of these teams.
A free win for Conant. And an opportunity for Chaparral to tie things up under 5 minutes in the first. And they've answered the bell. Desert Vista gets started hot with a goal from Olivia Opart, followed by the freshman Botzler. Hevesy with the latest for Chaparral. And they hang on to possession and look to tie it up.
Seeing really controlled pacing during this game, not really characteristic of what we typically see from Desert Vista, but both teams really trying to pick away at that scoreboard.
Hopkins looks to the feed inside to Rodriguez, and now it's a scramble for the loose ball, and it spits out to where Opart can spin it upfield and off to the races for DV. Good trail, one pass on the fast break, but Struzik cuts the angle off perfectly in the cage.
Chaparral did a fantastic job of marking up as DV came down on that fast break. Had really nice open opportunities, but they hustled, got there, and continued moving those girls off their lines and pushing them out of the 8-meter. That's exactly what we want to see and the reason why DV is in a settled possession right now.
Hannah Parks had to play catch-up, and she showed the wheels, trailing by about 5 yards, and she caught all the way up to slow the fast break and force some discomfort. Pass wide open from the X, but a save by Struzik. Read the whole way and puts the stop on Elise Matthews. Six saves in the semifinal matchup against Chandler for Struzik, already 3 in the opening quarter tonight.
I think a lot of her saves too, she can definitely count on her positioning. She's set and ready, and as we see this DV offense continue to work and chip away at the defense, she should continue to remain really nicely settled and balanced in order to spring out and pick up the saves that we know she can make.
Cortese puts the ball up top. Opart passes off to Jimenez. Patience the whole way from Desert Vista, wanting to capitalize on every opportunity they have with possession. Susie back to Matthews, around the horn, cut to the middle. Cortese takes a stick up high in the first whistle of the night. This is a huge spot for Cortese. A goal against Xavier, has a free position from the 8 with a great angle to attack. Anticipation in the setup from both sides. We get the whistle. Cortese goes low, and a big stop by Struzik.
Really
she
nice
reads
job
the change in
crashing
levels just perfectly.
Absolutely. She was ready for that. Looks like it bounced a little bit high for her going over the cage, but she was absolutely ready for it to come down there.
Dangerous for a moment while the ball spits into the crease, but Struzik ever so aware. Plenty of time for Chaparral to work on the clear, but it's taken away for a moment and then lost again by Issa Allison. Good job sticking with it the entire way. And while it looked like Chaparral would have an opportunity to end the quarter, 90 seconds on the clock for DV to take the lead by 2.
Chaparral's really got to continue to move their feet when they're picking up these upfield passes on the clear. We're seeing them be a little bit short, but as they're stopping their feet, waiting to receive that ball, they're able to get picked off by DV, having really nice field vision and anticipating where that ball's going.
Tight angle was looking to switch to the left. Zamorano fights for the ground ball. And Desert Vista just winning every big battle in the offensive zone. They lose possession, get it right back twice in a row. Struzik barking out commands from the crease, getting players situated where she wants them to defend. Communication is key, and right now Chaparral producing.
as we see her in the cage with those balls behind, she's stepping out a little bit to take off that angle for them to feed inside. Something really smart to do, but it's also a risk that you take. If that ball does get over the top of you, you have to work so much harder to be back in positioning. And with only a quick second to get reset, really difficult to save.
Cortese fires and saved by Struzik. We talked about it in the open that she needed to have a big game. 5 saves already, another turnover on the clear. Jimenez backs out with 13 to go and another big stop by Struzik. DV with 10 seconds left to do something before the quarter expires. Jimenez takes a shot up high. No whistle and the clock expires. An ever so exciting opening frame in the state title game. A 2-1 lead for Desert Vista. And all action early on, Campbell.
Absolutely. Both of these teams having really nice pacing of their play. Not seeing anyone rush it until just those last 15 or so seconds there for DV, and we saw how many shots they got off. Definitely working out Chaparral's goalie and building her confidence really for the next quarter.
Sadie Struzik standing on her head. 5 saves in the first quarter, but Desert Vista up by 1. We'll be back after the break on South Mountain Lax.
Oh, that's what it marked. The ones that are like dating her one side. The odds are really 14.
For Chaparral in this state championship game of the Arizona Girls Lacrosse Association, and we had all the action in the opening quarter. Battles for the ground ball, physicality, great finishes. You couldn't ask for anything more in the state championship game.
Absolutely. It already has been a super eventful game. We're definitely seeing those playmakers continue to work hard and do the things that we know that they know how to do, as we've seen this entire season. Would really love to continue to see this battle on the draw circle. We're not seeing a ton of clean wins here, so either team can really push and make the difference in this game. Getting possession is key. You cannot score without possession, so it'll definitely factor into how this game closes out.
The teams change sides, and 12 minutes back on the clock for quarter number 2. As the opening draw set to get underway, Konet goes high, tries to win it one-handed, ends up on the deck. In pursuit, swapped back, and Desert Vista momentarily win the battle as the ball gets into the restraining box. It's all over the place, and ultimately, opening possession goes to the way of Hopkins and Chaparral. This is an area where they've struggled, getting it into the attacking third. Hevesy right now, in pursuit, gets it out front, and Chaparral settle in 30 seconds into the second quarter.
Seeing a lot of pressure here from DV on the ride. I do anticipate we'll continue to see that. They've kept it clean thus far. They're going to need to continue to stay composed and make sure that they're not overplaying that ride and picking up fouls that they don't want to see.
Kennelly sets things up behind the cage, and this is the area of comfort for the Chaparral offense. We see a lot of off-ball movement. Zamorano goes high to low and finishes just how Chaparral want to start the second.
Really nice off-ball movement there. I think that we've seen a lot of really good off-ball movement where they're timing their cuts, making sure that every single opportunity counts. They're not clogging the 8 for both teams, and it is so much harder for these goalies to track the ball, make those saves as they come over the top of them, ball being passed from X to the top of the 8.
Number 29 on the season for Zamorano, coming off a 2-goal game against Chandler in Chaparral semifinal matchup, and 2s across the board in the state championship game. Knotted up in the second quarter, 11:04 to go, and the ever so important possession begins in the draw control circle.
Someone said that like Zashman was on our finger. Someone said
Spat back towards Jimenez and Zamorano as they battle. Ground ball gets swiped, and a clean pickup by Cortese as Desert Vista look to answer. Cortese likes to work fast in transition, spins off of a check and loses it. Desert Vista's so good as a team, if someone makes a mistake, being there to recover.
Definitely. I think both teams, as they are coming really hot into their offensive sets, especially coming off of that draw where all the players are so close moving up, you got to be careful for those checks right behind you. You've got a girl in front of you, so you're trying to protect your stick, but you got to make sure that you're seeing that behind.
What a save by Struzik to answer the cross crease pass that came from Opart. And now the ball lost, and DV get it off the clearance stop. An active evening already for Struzik with 6 saves, and she'll have to stare down another one as Desert Vista get it back quickly off the clear attempt with 2 minutes gone in the second.
Yes, we can see she's been ready for these shots this entire game. There hasn't been one that's really caught her off guard.
Jimenez dishes up to Opart and feeds down low. Matthews tries to get an angle, unable to find it, and a good slide comes through by Berger, the UMass commit. Pass inside, Opart, stuck with it in her right, has to back out, and the entire cavalry comes from Chaparral.
Really nice crashing in for Chaparral, not only coming in, but able to get out really quick.
Turn and burn from Opart. Good shot, lots of power, but straight into the chest of Struzik. And now we see if Chaparral are able to succeed with the clear.
Much better movement there on that clear. We're seeing faster passes, making DV scramble a little bit as they normally try to put that pressure on really early.
Disruption from the trail check of Botzler gets in on the stick of Hevesy. And another unsuccessful clear from Chaparral. Susi awaits help, feeds down low in the crease off the shoulder of Struzik. An exemplary opening half for Sadie Struzik as she finds save number 8 already.
That's a fantastic save, so difficult. They're maybe 1-2 yards away from the crease. She's able to track it and get that mid-left underhand save, whether with her elbow, shoulder, or stick. That was really fantastic.
DV remained patient, but at some point you have to get frustrated not being able to get it past the brick wall that is Struzik.
Absolutely, in every set, despite the defense continuing to tire out as they keep testing them, they are building confidence from blocking these offensive sets from DV.
Jimenez tried to get to the left, but the trail check gets home just in time.
We see DV putting pressure on the goalie right now. When that happens, as a goalie, you know somebody's open. Someone had to leave their girl to come to you, so you should have a really open opportunity.
Ring around the rosy for Struzik momentarily, and I think a wise timeout taken by Chaparral as they were unable to get anything going with the clear. Now you're able to go to the drawing board and talk things over to see what you do from a set piece.
Yeah, they definitely need to continue working through that clear. As they receive pressure, there are some really nice quick looks that are wide open, but they've got to make that decision quick. And if you are playing defense and you're breaking out for her, you have to know where that slide came from to mark her up. Your field vision is blocked from your helmet a little bit, so you need to make sure that if you are open, you're definitely making yourself known.
Is it something where you look to string a few quick touch passes back and forth together and then create speed and momentum to get away and not have to rely on a stretch pass getting through a bunch of DV sticks?
You could, especially as someone's marked up on you so tight. You're not going to be able to make those huge clears because you can't pull your stick back without getting checked. The best you can hope for as someone pressures you that hard is that they happen to foul you, or you can peel them off from running around the crease and get one really good open opportunity. This is where timing really comes into play for your team and your connection with your defenders and midfielders to make sure that they know you're under pressure, they know you're probably frustrated and looking for that outlet, and that they're going to be there for you.
From what you've seen in the opening half, what's made the ride of Desert Vista so successful?
I think just their pressure. When people are up in your face, sticks up, and they can read the field, it makes it really hard to get those passes through them. It was really smart of Chaparral to continue to work for those quick upward passes because it seems like DV, not being prepared for them, tends to scramble and then can't really mark up and put pressure out the way they want to. It leaves some really easy open upward passes because those girls do end up sliding up just to apply pressure.
Both teams ready to break from the timeout, and we take a moment to acknowledge our officials tonight. Lorraine Peasy, Devin Martin, and Sophie Matheson are the 3 all-female field crew for the first time in a state championship of the AGLA, while the table is manned by Warner Orr as both teams retake the field, and we'll see if it starts with Struzik beginning to look to find the clear. Game tied at 2, 7:44 left in the second. And Chaparral look to clear, and it looks like Charlie Zamorano is going to be the one to take the ball, and we see where they work from there.
Nice decision here to get your ball started with one of your field players. Not that your goalie can't run it up, was certainly one of my favorite things to do, but it provides a lot more mobility and opportunity for them to get upfield. As we can see, Charlie can run up the entire length of the field. A little bit risky if you're doing that as a goalie.
Speed and stride of Zamorano gets it up to Hopkins, who passes down low, and a perfectly executed timeout from Chaparral to settle it in and maintain possession in the offensive zone, and a chance to take their first lead of the night. Pass back, Rodriguez looks to get the hands free, can't switch it to the left, and a cause turnover scooped up quickly by Desert Vista. A good ride, but a play on in the contact. And it's a continuation for Fran Cortese as she gets all the way upfield. And Desert Vista settle things down as Opart has it in her stick, just about the halfway point of the second quarter.
I think one of the big differences we see for the offenses of both these teams is that when we're seeing Chaparral kind of bobble the ball inside the 8 and kind of struggle, they're not moving it back outside of the 12, flicking it whatever it may be to make it a little easier for them to pick that ball up. When we see DV do the same thing, they're quickly flicking it out, getting it away from everyone. Really fantastic pick off by Sadie there. We've seen her be ready to pick off those passes, get in the passing lane the whole night, and that just makes such the difference. I really loved to say when I was playing goalie, if I can stop the ball before it even gets to me, I'm much happier.
A big interception by Struzik as a goalie sets up offense the other way. The freshman all the way through, rings it off the post, and recovered by Browning. Maddie Conant had a huge opportunity off a swing momentum play where Struzik able to intercept a pass, but we remain tied at 2. The energy is felt all the way up in the bleachers from both sides. Student sections, parents, families alike, everyone invested in this state title game. We remain deadlocked at 2 with 5:35 left in the second as Jimenez settles it down, gets it low, and Opart goes to work. Susie to Matthews around the horn. Cortese now to Jimenez, and Desert Vista look to pick their spot. Susie has it down low, and those big skip passes from top to bottom have been more and more prominent from Desert Vista.
It is a really good opportunity if you are getting players crashing in a lot, oftentimes coming from that backside. You get that skip pass all the way over to that end as people are sliding, and sometimes you can create that opportunity for a shooting space or a really nice quick look to the cage.
A good job by Ashley Barton to just let that go out of bounds and not even try to scoop it up. Able to restart possession, facing a double team. And another clear upcoming for Chaparral. Good fast pass from Emerson Schultz. And now off to the races for Berger as she gets upfield. In low, Zamorano able to handle, get off to her right, but well defended.
Saw some nice spacing on that clear, providing opportunity for them to move upfield. Would have liked to see those players cut out of her direction as she was coming upfield to make sure that those DV players are not sliding over to her as she meets the plane that they're on.
This is where Chaparral like to operate and take one player up the crease, rotate, pass back down low like so, turning the corner but unable to get it past Browning. Great chance for Barton, but just unsuccessful with the finish. And the goaltending on both sides has been incredible tonight.
Absolutely. It's been really nice seeing these goalies continue to maintain their positioning in the cage and make some of these really, really nice, difficult to grab saves.
Pass down low, Susie unable to handle, and it's a race to the ground ball. Susie with the initial gets it, and a whistle on Berger. Just a delay and a quick restart. Struzik comes out of the cage to try and cut off another pass. Just over 3 minutes remain in the opening half, tied at 2. Desert Vista have possession. They've had the lead the entire time, haven't trailed, just been tied. Cutters all over, but the sticks clogging the passing lanes from the zone of Chaparral. Jimenez surveys the field, looks for Cutters, decides to hang on to it.
Not seeing as much off-ball movement from DV during this possession.
Somehow Cortese sneaks the pass in. I don't know how she was able to get it inside, but able to connect.
It's really hard to find the timing for these feeds, specifically as they're coming through the 8. If you don't hit those passes early enough, they end up being at such a low angle by the time they're actually receiving it that they have to pull out like we just saw.
Roach out there now for Desert Vista, passed it down low. Matthews has it. And back to the starting point and the catalyst of the offense with Jimenez. Jimenez and Cortese up top. And Jimenez remains patient. Cortese up against Hevesy in the defense. Hevesy with the stick, but Cortese recovers and gets it down to Matthews at the X, under 2 minutes left in the second.
We've got to see them timing their cuts right here if they want to be successful. We're seeing a zone, so they really are going to continue to at least appear to be marked up as they streak through.
Tough angle for the right-handed shot of Tess Cortese there. To improve it, you could try to get it to the left, but Struzik had it read the whole way.
Yeah, it's at that point, instead of risking the other team possessing it just by seeing the shot getting to the line quicker than your team, you really just want to cycle through, see what you can make happen on the opposite side, and continue to run your offense. Not having a shot clock here in high school, you can take as much time as you need and hopefully put one in before the end of this quarter, putting yourself up in the half.
Desert Vista have been more than happy to remain patient and find the perfect spot. As they get it inside to Susie, she backs out. A minute left in the second. Pass up top to Jimenez. She's met quickly by Konet. Dodging through a triple team, loses it. Hevesy had it momentarily, and now Cortese wins the battle for the ground ball to keep possession on the side of Desert Vista. Sidearm shot outside the 12 is not one that's going to beat Struzik.
Absolutely not, especially because you're not really changing levels, dropping your stick, shooting it low to low, especially from that far away from the cage. She's going to be all over it.
We'll see if Chaparral can create offense on a fast break. Under 30 seconds left. Konet, eyes upfield. Hevesy takes the shot, bounces away, backed up nicely by Mandy Rodriguez with 15 left on the clock. No balls on the end line to be found. Rodriguez has it, gets the restart. 10 to get a shot off for Chaparral. Ball is lost, hits the deck, and we're going to go into the halftime tie at 2. Desert Vista and Chaparral playing incredible defense, goaltending. Everything has been hard to come by tonight.
It's definitely been hard to come by. I think going up against a really, really solid keeper, Sadie for Chaparral, there's really aggressive shots from the top of the 8, outside the 8 are not necessarily going to work for them tonight. I think that's why we've seen a little bit of a different pacing from them than we normally do. Chaparral continuing to chip away, work on that even pacing. It's something that they've done. They continue to do a little bit more familiar to them. But we know both of these teams have firepower. Both of these teams can get their hands free, get shots off. They do seem to be playing a little bit restricted right now, trying to be super composed and pick away at their corresponding defenses, but I'd like to see them push it a little bit further, push the pace, get these defenders shifting, and look for those opportunities on the attacking ends.
Desert Vista got it started with 2 quick goals from the senior Olivia Opart, then Sammy Botzler, the freshman, answered and responded to well by Chaparral at the hands of Sydney Hevesy and Charlie Zamorano. We're tied at 2 in the state championship game of the Arizona Girls Lacrosse Association. Buckle up. It's shaping to be a fantastic finish. Our sideline crew will have more as we step away for the halftime break on South Mountain Lax.
And as a reminder, food and beverages are available for your snack time pleasure near the entrance to the stadium. All at more than reasonable prices. All purchases support the Arizona Girls Lacrosse Association and are always appreciated.
I think the middle probably, where the PA announcer is, yeah. The next one over, I think.
Okay, fans, we only had one message left for us, and that was to Heather. Oh, we love you from Mom and Dad. And they also said, Go Thunder.
Hey, how are you? I'm sorry for texting the wrong person. No, it's okay. I just go back and I remember to respond, and I was like, oh no, that was meant for friends.
So I'm sure there's a family out there that wants me to say, Go Firebirds.
I'm out with Sammy Bolster for Desert Vista High School. Sammy, you scored your 7th goal of the season, and you're in the championship game. I mean, what's the intensity like in this game, and what did you see on that goal?
I'm really excited, and everyone is really hyped for this game. We've worked a lot to be here, and having an undefeated season is amazing. During that goal, I was kind of not expecting it to go in, but I've just been really excited for today, and I feel like our whole team has worked a lot to be here, so I'm really excited.
And they're really good on the attack, especially on like breakaway plays. I mean, how'd you guys plan to schematically like defend against that?
We've worked a lot on our 1-1 defense, 1v1 defense, and our whole defense is like really amazing. They're really quick, and we've practiced on switching a lot, picking up our players, but we've just worked a lot, yeah.
Thank you, Sammy, and good luck this game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More messages to read. One says, "Love you, Maddie." Number 8 from Chad, from Mom and Dad. And way to go, Galena. Charlie and Maddie and Sadie. Go.
Hello, everybody. I'm here with none other than Chaparral's very own Hevesy, as well as Lane Kenley. Guys, it's been an exciting matchup so far, 2-2. What's the process that you guys are going to look to go throughout the rest of this half?
Honestly, we're just going to work hard and put every ounce of effort and progress and everything we put together throughout this season and just put it all out there and leave it on the field. Last game, us seniors, last game of the year, like we want to really push it and we want to leave everything on the field.
Yeah, definitely piggybacking off what she said. She's got to get on. I don't know what to working on, but yeah, just definitely do it for the seniors. Last time playing with them, leave everything out on the field. Just go back in with 110% intensity. Just keep playing our game that we've been holding out for so far.
Of course. What's the emotion for you guys in this championship game?
I'm not in.
We'll talk to you later.
I'm not in. Okay.
We're kind of grabbing him.
Are we still going, or? Is it still going?
Yeah, if you guys gotta go.
Sorry, no, I'm good. Definitely the emotions going into this game is just intense. We had the beginning of the game, our coach saying that anxiety, but honestly, anxiety and excitement are the same feeling, just a lot of adrenaline, and just stay excited with a lot of effort put out on the field, and we'll be good.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lane. Have a great rest of your match.
Thank you.
Of course.
Tied at 2 to start the third in the state title game of the Arizona Girls Lacrosse Association. It's been a battle offensively, defensively, but it all starts here with who can win the opening possession. A whistle off the start and a reset. Players continue to go. Maybe a delay there, accidental whistle. Opart tries to take advantage early and has it go off the stick of Struzik and in just 13 seconds into the third.
That's certainly a lesson in making sure that you continue to play if the ball carrier continues to play. You never know if you just heard something or if a whistle's errant. The only time that you want to stop is if the ball carrier stops.
A really funky situation, but Desert Vista capitalize and get the lead right back. They have yet to trail in this game and now lead 3-2 with 15 seconds gone in the third. And Chaparral have to respond quickly to stay in it. These two teams have met twice earlier this season. Both of them resulted in 5-goal victories for Desert Vista. But this somewhat rivalry beginning to form goes all the way back to a season ago in the semifinals where they met. Desert Vista was down 12-5 with 3:09 left in the third quarter, came storming back to win 14-12 and make it to that state title game against Chandler, and back-to-back draw wins for this Desert Vista team to start the third. A little bit slower and more settled as Cortese sets back up, and now Jimenez has the possession for Desert Vista. And how important and how much of a change can come from the plan of the opening to the game to the halftime adjustments for these teams, Campbell?
I think you could see a big difference when you have that time to regroup and think back on your play. You've had a ton of time on the field, so you can make sure your pacing is where you actually want it to be. I'd expect both teams to come out a little bit harder, faster paced in this quarter, and we see a beautiful save coming off of the 8 from Sadie. Not surprised seeing the history of her saves as this game has gone on.
Struzik picks up right where she left off. 9 saves in the first half. That marks number 1 in the second. And Chaparral with an opportunity to respond early on in the third quarter. It was a goal 15 seconds in by Opart for her second of the game, but Chaparral settle into their offense. Cuts from the top side of Rodriguez, and now it's backed out by Ashley Barton at the top. We see this overload that Chaparral brought out in the later portion against Chandler a couple of nights ago. They go back to the look, and it's something that they like to see against Desert Vista.
Yeah, you've got to make sure if you're going to overload one side, you've got someone really strong ready to dodge from the ball side, and on the off side, they're continuing to keep their players occupied. You can't just stand there and hang out. You've got to make sure you're poking at that wall, making sure that they're not present and ready to slide over should your ball carrier decide to take it to cage.
One-on-one dodges aren't getting it done right now for Chaparral. Looking to move it around quickly, find a cutter. The X is where they're comfortable. Bobble for a second, back out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez has Zamorano, the left free, rolls back right over the top of the cage. It's a look they wanted, just unable to finish.
Love seeing where this Chaparral offense is setting up. I think they've done a really good job of making sure that as they come off of those stacks on the side, they're in a good position and have plenty of time to receive the ball and maintain that good position before they take a shot. Just a couple feet high there, but I think if they can hit that a little bit earlier, she'll have a much better opportunity.
Chaparral now beginning to work clock and be patient with it on this opportunity offensively to begin the second half. Physicality, and a hot pass comes in off the stick of Hopkins. Tracked down for a moment by Hartley, unable to win the ground ball. Out of bounds, teams look back, and it goes the way of Desert Vista. Just a lot of pace on the pass from the top, off the head of the stick of Hopkins. And now we'll see if Chaparral can answer with a ride and slow down the clear of Desert Vista.
We're seeing a lot of more pressure in this ride from Chaparral than we've seen previously. They've got to continue to lock off those players upfield if they want to slow this down.
Good athletes for DV, happy to run, but there's the mistake created. The ball's loose, and we'll see who it goes off of. Teams pointing in each other's direction, and Desert Vista get it. It looks like when the ball went loose, it was swiped at in midfield by a player of Chaparral. Quick pass from Jimenez, fast break, unable to connect, and now Berger lays the body and scoops it from behind the cage.
love seeing that. Running through these ground balls makes a difference for any team. Making sure that you're continuing to move through it and not just poking at it has been a complete game changer for both these teams, as there have been a lot of loose balls.
A couple of hand checks come in, fought through. Hevesy dodges to her left and answers.
Seeing a lot more opportunities where these teams are both pushing the pace as we step into this corner. I think they realized, we played one where we really were super patient about every single opportunity that we had. We took our time, settled it no matter what position we were in, but we've only got one more half to play. It's game time. If we can get our hands free and we're close enough to the cage, we should let it rip.
Credit has to be given to Melania Hartley. She took stick checks to the hand all the way from midfield down into the offensive zone, able to get the feed to Hevesy as she finds the back of the net for the second time tonight.
Couldn't agree more.
3-3, 7:26 left in the third, and now the level of physicality increases between these two teams. Loose ball at midfield for a second, but Cortese gets upfield, and Desert Vista looking to respond. Back and forth we go.
The dynamic's interesting though, because they're
Opening dodge to the inside, but the slide is home, and a pass breakup, but comfort in the ground ball behind the cage for Matthews.
I love seeing the Chaparral defense really set up. They've got their sticks high, they're ready to slide, and that is definitely a really nice factor for them in stopping these driving opportunities from Desert Vista that they have historically been really successful on.
Jimenez goes down low. Matthews receives the pass, backs it out, and they continue to lay low as Roach has it. Skip pass up top to Cortese, and Desert Vista cycle. Roach couldn't handle the pass. That one spits away. She has time, tracks it down, stays composed, and gets it away. Jimenez now with a full head of steam. Lost a defender, dodges through everyone. Good to get the shot off. That one sails high. There's a delay there for a second. Kind of miraculous that she's able to get that shot off through three defenders.
Absolutely. Not necessarily the shot you want to take, but feeling the pressure of this game and the energy of it, you're looking to get any opportunity you can to finish it in the back of the net.
Unforced error all the way from X to the side of Hartley. Now Conet has it, and the momentum has shifted. So the halftime break definitely brought energy to this Chaparral team. Despite the quick goal 15 seconds into the third from Opart, Chaparral have answered, settled in, and have an opportunity to take their first lead of the night on this possession.
It seems like we're going to see a battle of pacing here. Both teams looking to push the pace, but are really going to have to balance that composure alongside it. You can't just take every opportunity that looks good for the cage, especially against a zone defense as good as we're seeing for Chaparral. So we'll see how Chaparral answers this pacing for their offensive set.
Contact down low, no delay, no whistle, and off to the races for Jimenez. Substitution out of the box, Matthews back out. Speed, a dodge, but trails come through. Opart looks to go free! Gets the bounce shot to finish!
Really difficult to defend that full head of steam coming down the field for Opart as she drives through. Not an amazing angle, but when you have everyone so flustered and you're able to just get a couple steps between them and get your hands free, it's not a bad opportunity.
A hat trick for Opart in the state championship game. All good stuff for the senior. And Hartley now on the sideline being looked at by the training staff. Things turn in the flip of a switch there. Chaparral have it in the offensive zone. A pass sails, and then it's speed and transition. Opart able to do it on her own. Goals have been hard to come by. A 4-3 scoreline right now. Desert Vista out in front. Zamorano wins the ensuing draw and now settles in at the 12. Dump down inside. Conant dodges. Able to get away with it.
Amazing handle on that.
Yeah.
Dealing with so many girls, putting that pressure on her, able to really maneuver her stick, make sure that she's staying out of their way, and gets a nice opportunity at the top of the 8.
Good looks, hard to come by in this game. It's one you want to capitalize on. Conant gets all the way inside, and she's dialed in. We're tied back up just like that.
If both of these teams continue to push the pace like this, you're going to see more opportunities spring up on that 8-meter. As they drive in, especially against a man, you're going to see defenders overextending themselves, trying to get in front, and they might push, get an errant check in, and give up some of those opportunities that they don't want to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it on both sides, but it's a little bit harder to come by in a zone since that support is always there for you.
The defense has been stern on both sides, and it's something funny to see because both these teams can score in bunches. Desert Vista average 15 a game on the season, and Chaparral not too far behind, putting up a 12 spot per game. Right now tied at 4 with 4 minutes left in the third. Jimenez races down the left side. Conant won it initially, but just good resilience from Desert Vista off the draw.
Yeah, not surprised seeing that check as the draw taker goes for it really nice and long, especially if they're only in one hand or their hands are totally extended at the bottom of their stick. It's really vulnerable to checking, and it's an easy check to make because you're not worried so much at your check going towards their body or hitting them in the head because their stick is so extended at that point.
Zamorano swings for the stick, misses, and a slow one gets by Struzik. A change of pace and a finish, and now 5-4 Desert Vista.
Number 25, Maddie Docino.
Chaparral's really got to make sure here that they don't let the fact that DV's been the first one to score and get up on them kind of hamper them down right now. Looks like Sadie might have just seen a screen in front of her, allowing that ball to dribble in. They've got to continue to play with confidence and ferocity throughout the rest of this quarter and into the fourth.
Number 15 on the season for Maddie Decina comes in a big spot, and I know every time something happens and a goal goes in on the defensive side, you get together, but that time the meeting seemed a little bit longer with Struzik and company.
Yeah, you want to keep it brief. I mean, there's normally not a lot to change when you do play such good defense. Typically, players know exactly what's going on. What went wrong? Was I late to the slide? What happened? And so you don't want to marinate on it too long. You want to move forward. It truly is that next one mentality.
Zamorano looked to make the extra pass to Hopkins. Then the ground ball lost out of bounds by Rodriguez. And an opportunity lost and a turnover from Chaparral as they look to get tight on the ride. Opportunity for a moment. Lapine loses it, gains it back, and now a lot of open field ahead with 2.5 left in the third. Hopkins remains physical, and now Chaparral retreat as Desert Vista enter the attacking zone. Good defense from Berger. Stick high, cutters swatted and swatted away by Chaparral, and now a press all the way out deep from Savage, playing good defense far away from the cage.
Nice.
Chaparral create a lot of pressure and get an answer from it. Zamorano up to Conant.
That's exactly what you want to see in that zone. You want to see them make those passes that are easy to pick off.
It's just the last one through the middle of the field causing trouble for Chaparral. Rodriguez gets it down low, but what a stick from Atra.
Both teams really eager to capitalize off of these opportunities they're getting, but they've got to keep it composed. it often looks really enticing to get that off to the next person, but if you have to thread the needle a little bit too much, you've got to make that split-second decision to pull off and regroup, especially being within one goal of each other. You can't let each of these possessions kind of be rushed. You want to capitalize on them and continue to chip away at that score.
What I love seeing most is this is one of the more physical games we've watched on the season, but the officials are letting them play and decide it upon each other. 5-4 Desert Vista, 45 seconds left in the third, and they have possession looking to extend the lead to 2.
Yes, I think these refs also realize they're seeing a lot of physicality and competition for the ball. The physicality is not necessarily directed towards each other. It's ball-oriented, so they're competing as hard as they can to get those ground balls, to get the balls in the air. They're not necessarily bumping and pushing each other beforehand to get there, and I think that makes the difference for both these teams.
Cortese dumps down low, a give and go, and a big-time finish. Desert Vista go up 2.
That shot placement was really fantastic by Cortese, seeing that off-stick side of the cage and looking for that mid-left saves. One of the harder saves to make in lacrosse. It's hard to decide, do I want to go over the top to my left side or underneath? That underneath side often taking a little bit more time, and when someone's so close to the cage like that, and you might even be screened by your defenders, it's just incredibly difficult to see where that ball's going.
Another one from Opart, as she's putting a stamp on her senior season with 4 in the state championship game. 15 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll see if anyone can operate quick out of the draw control circle to initiate a fast break and get a chance. It's a clean win, and Hopkins has to go the other way. 10 seconds left, gets it up to Conant, and it doesn't look like there will be enough time to get a shot off. As time expires in the third, a 6-4 lead for Desert Vista. And we're setting up for a good one, a 2-goal lead for DV as we step away and head into the fourth quarter on South Mountain Lacrosse.
For this exciting and well-played game. Please take out your cell phones. Turn on your flashlights, and we can light the stadium up.
They got Shea. We got Luke Bernard.
Yeah. We have Austin Reeves.
They're just so good all around. I still think it's BS they got. Okay.
Hope for if you're a Chaparral fan. A good job by Mandy Rodriguez to corral the ground ball. And now Chaparral settle in. Plenty of time left in the game, only a 2-goal deficit. A lot can happen in the next 11:45.
I would like to continue to see composure as these girls play through this offensive set. We've seen them pushing the pace, being a little bit more eager to go to cage, and they need to really balance that with their decision making and their ball control as they find opportunities to get one in the back of the net.
Conant faces up. Atra pushes her in a good, confident screen set by Zamorano. No whistle, they play through the contact, and now Zamorano has it. Atra defending, Zamorano tries to get the hands free, throws it away out of bounds. And unless the speed gets there of Chaparral, and wow, what a save momentarily. And the officials keep it with Chaparral, so an effort play to maintain possession off an errant pass, and they're going to give it a go again. Rodriguez gives it back. Kennelly with a nice dodge underneath and a finish! Picture perfect for Lane Kennelly.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of those looks from Chaparral. We've only really seen one or two happen in the first half of the game, and it's nice to see another. Chaparral having the skill to move, dodge really hard, and then slip underneath, which is that much harder to save. Not even having a defender in front of them, they can really put a nice touch shot on it and find the back of the net.
It's ever so important to execute when you get those opportunities right in front of the crease, and a good job by Kennelly to show the experience, finish strong, and make it a 6-5 game.
Absolutely. So hard to save, too. I mean, being right on the doorstep of the crease. As a goalie in those situations, you've got to be thinking about maintaining your position and staying as tall as you possibly can in the cage, making sure that you're tracking where that stick is actually releasing the ball other than where the ball is in the stick, because ultimately it's coming out of the top of the stick, and if you try to save where the ball's at in the stick as they go to shoot it, you're going to end up a little bit low.
The previous draw spat quick into the offensive zone for Chaparral. This one goes the other way. Hopkins have an opportunity at the ground ball, kicks it away, sticks all over the place, but it's brought out by Desert Vista. Good win by Cortese as Hopkins rides and a stick check from behind. Now Hopkins is off to the races. It's Hopkins against the world. Just got to protect and wait for reinforcements. She does just that.
Really nice protection by Hopkins, able to cement that offensive set for them by coming out, pulling away, being really aware of the players that are coming in and making sure she's not vulnerable to any sort of checks as those DV players filter in to their defensive end.
You have a good feeling that this offensive possession is going to initiate from the X. And that's right where Chaparral have it behind the cage. Rodriguez a little bit high with it. At goal line extended, and now they work up top. Savage working away, being pressed out, forced to the left, loses it for a moment. A nice job retaining possession, and we get a whistle. Opart sets up behind on the restart, and a lot of room to go straight to the cage. Fired off the shoulder of Browning. A strong save off of Savage.
Really nice checking opportunity there by Jimenez. Sees the opportunity, is able to check it out without touching the ball and making sure that they're getting possession as it comes back in field.
Desert Vista off to the races, and they have to back it out. No shot taken, the ball lost off to the side. Scooped up momentarily, defended by Gill.
Seeing a ton of hustle here from both of the teams. It's been really, really competitive on both of the ends of the field. Any ball going loose, any shot happening, both these teams are working so hard to get it and are making those smart decisions as the ball's getting closer to the line to ensure that their team's able to get it and continue on with possession.
Haven't seen an offensive chance for Desert Vista in this fourth quarter. Jimenez puts on the brakes, gets it down low, turn and a goal! What a finish on the inside!
That opportunity is just too good to miss. Seeing your girl open right on the doorstep of the cage, you should make that shot 100% of the time, and we saw it again just there. She's able to quickly receive that feed, even from a long distance, and sight the cage really quick for a nice shot to the open net.
Number one for Carnes, who finishes, and Jimenez a great job with her eyes up the entire way while she's dodging, falling almost to her back, able to stay up and get it down low for her second assist.
Yeah, and that's a really good adjustment for DV. We've seen them have their feet planted as they've been trying to feed throughout the first half of the game, and you really have to keep your defender occupied, especially with that little stumble. I think they capitalized on the fact that each defender was going to be really locked on and lacking that ability to see the backside of the field.
Jackie Jimenez with that assist, now just 2 points away from 300 career. Tiptoeing the line, close to being out of bounds for Carnes, and they don't call it. Desert Vista hang on.
It's really hard to tell from so far away, and I think especially for anyone in the stands during this game being so close, you're going to be really hoping for any call you can possibly get. So while I don't fault anyone for really wanting that to be theirs, it's just so hard to tell from over here. You've got to trust those refs in the moment that they're making the right call.
A 2-goal lead with possession for Desert Vista. And now it becomes a little bit of a chess match of how much clock do they want to try and kill without taking opportunities.
Yeah, because if you're up by 2 right now and you've got 7 minutes left on the clock, you know for the most part you can maintain possession. And you want to make sure you're not giving anything easy away, especially for a goalkeeper as good as Sadie. She's able to sweep one up really quick and hopes to get probably a quick clear off, avoiding the pressure.
Well, that's the shot you want to take if you're Desert Vista. It's Olivia Opart up against Struzik, and Struzik makes her 11th save of the evening.
Something a little different that you might have seen during these playoff games is the goalies re-entering the crease after they move out of it. A reason why they can re-enter like that is if they're under pressure, as we've seen both of these goalies be under pressure tonight, you can actually re-enter the crease and get your 10 seconds back during the clear.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, Zamorano, ball in her stick, waiting to initiate. Goes with a dodge, sets down low, battles through for a moment and has to back away. Re-dodge for Zamorano, going to her left, gets it free and bounces it wide.
Love seeing her eyes up as she backs out of each of those dodges. She's looking shifty, she's ready to re-dodge, but she's also trying to see if anyone is using opportunity as she moves out of the 8-meter and pulls those defenders with her.
Rodriguez has it back from Kennelly. Hevesy drifting down towards that side to create space. She pulls Opart with her. The same time that was successful for Kennelly before. Almost has it again, but Browning just able to keep it out.
Chaparral putting the pressure on in this ride, able to check it out of her stick, but she comes back up with it.
Conant had it for a second and lost it. And it's been 2 minutes since the last time Desert Vista was in the offensive zone. And now head coach Tori Graves and assistant Jordan Hugues want to talk things over, and I have to think that the clock is a topic of conversation with the team.
Absolutely, I have no doubt. We've seen these teams both push the pace Chaparral needing to push that pace a lot more than DV. I think the conversation here is really going to center around making sure they're taking up that time and maintaining possession of the ball. We've seen some shots happen. They know they're up against a really competent goalie, so you've got to just take the opportunities that you know you can make that are really high percentage for them and take up as much of the clock as possible. Even if each of these offensive sets is around 2.5 minutes, that's not an overly extensive offensive set for them. They can handle that. They can move the ball around. They've just got to continue to maintain their composure and look for opportunities to go to goal so that Chaparral's defense isn't complacent to come out and pressure them and look for picking off any of those easy passes.
From a coaching perspective on the other side for Jessica Barden and Chaparral, how long do you wait before you get aggressive and defend out further than 12, further behind the cage, send doubles to cause turnovers?
It's really a hard call to make. I think for any coach, something that I would like to think about is how can we just force them to make a mistake? It's not about just putting on pressure everywhere. It's how do we put pressure in the right places to make it seem like things are open and get them to make the mistakes that we want from them so that we can get possession of the ball. Obviously, the draw control is going to have a lot to do with it if you can get possession off of there, but I'm not trying to just throw pressure everywhere so that they can just run it around and play a game of keep away. I don't know if you've ever been the monkey in the middle, but it often does not work out for you, so I'd like to see a little bit more intelligent play when it comes to pressuring and make sure that they're just poking them enough to get what they want out of them.
The stage is set as we exit the timeout taken by Desert Vista. They have possession, up by 2 with 5:02 left in the state championship game. Struzik retakes her position between the pipes as everyone gets settled and set up, and we'll see just how this unfolds. Lorraine Peasy waits to get us started with a whistle, and here we go.
We can already see that change of pace.
Yeah.
Just really setting out in the corner. What DV really doesn't want to do now is get stuck in one of the bottom 2 corners of their offensive side. If you get stuck back there and someone puts pressure on you, it's so hard to see on either side of you, and you oftentimes end up losing the ball or making a pass that ends up getting picked off. So DV's going to want to keep the ball moving, continue to look for opportunities to cage, and make sure they're not getting trapped in any one zone of the field.
Inside low opportunity, and the shot you take, you want it to be backed up. A collision in the crease between a couple of defenders for Chaparral. But the question of when the pressure comes has been answered already, as Chaparral pressing out and playing a lot more aggressive than they have been.
Yeah, and I like DV going to cage still to try to keep them honest. If you're not going to protect the goal, we're going to go for it. We're not up by so much that we're incredibly comfortable right now, but we're trying to make the best decision for ourselves. So I'd like to see them continue to move the ball, look for those opportunities, and on the other hand, I'd like to see Chaparral continue to push out and block ball carrier and adjacent, so they have to force those skip passes that they can possibly pick off. Because as far as the girls right next door, against a team that's so confident with their stick skills, you're probably not going to pick those off. And to put enough pressure where you're not fouling them, but you're getting them to bobble the ball is also going to be really difficult at a time like this.
The security blanket of Jimenez has been who's hanging on to the ball for a majority of the time for DV. It's Cortese with it right now. Skip pass to Cena, has a look, saved, but it's out of the crease, and the ground ball scooped up by Desert Vista. So where they have a big break on the side of Chaparral with a Struzik save, they can't win the ensuing ricochet.
Yeah, if DV is going to take those shots and we're going to see Sadie saving them, then Chaparral's got to be ready for that rebound. We've seen a lot of them.
Jimenez looking to close it, and she fires it and gives a 3-goal lead to Desert Vista.
Seeing kind of a classic situation there where in a pressure defense you're kind of overplaying. Jimenez never being the player that you want to overplay. She's way too quick for that. She gets a full head of steam just off of a couple steps, and as we saw, she can rip a shot from anywhere inside the 8-meter, even a couple steps out.
Well, now with the comfort of a 3-goal lead, up 8-5 with just under 3 minutes to go, if Desert Vista get possession back, it seems like it may then be a balance of hanging on to it to kill clock, but also try to allow Jackie Jimenez to have another run at it. 299 career points, just one away from that 300 mark.
Absolutely. I mean, still with 3 minutes on the clock, Shap has to win these draw controls and have 3 separate 1 minute approximate sets on their offensive end. If they can pull that off and tie the game, then we can go into OT.
It starts here with Conant as she has possession. It's a balance of patience and urgency at this point for Chaparral.
Yeah, they're not incredibly low on the clock despite what they might be feeling right now. They just have to be picky and execute when they get the opportunity. Not quite making it to the back of the net there, but not a bad opportunity whatsoever.
Zamorano had a great opportunity as Opart hit the deck, but she put it right in the stick of Liz Browning as the senior comes up with one of the biggest saves of the night for DV.
If I'm DV in this transition, I'm not afraid to move it back. We can take some more time off the clock. We can move it to the other side. It's not like the men's game where you've got to get it over the restraining line in a certain amount of time. You can take your time as you move through transition, come onto your offensive end, and really have a nice, comfortable pillow of time before you really are getting pressured too hard. We see a foul there on DV's offense. That's what you don't want to do in a high pressure situation. You've got to continue to play people strong, but you don't want to overdo it where you're actually pushing them, especially in a double. It's so obvious where you're flinging that girl to the ground. You've got to make sure that you're maintaining your composure, you're keeping nice even body weight, and you're not overextending yourself and leaning forward.
Now just 90 seconds under that remaining in the state title game. Clock ticks down to 1 minute and 10, and Desert Vista can feel it coming. They hang tight behind the cage. More than happy to sit on it with 60 seconds remaining. And now it's just a game of keeping possession, passing it around. As at a certain point it becomes impossible for Chaparral. Jimenez trailed from behind, loses it, but the ball tracked down and kept in play with 45 seconds remaining. Out of bounds on the ground ball, and it goes the way of Chaparral with 40 left.
Chaparral continuing to fight through to the end. No ground ball opportunity is missed. Not content with playing that monkey in the middle position. With only 30 seconds left on the clock, they're taking this timeout. Not too sure exactly what's going to go down in their huddle, but with an optimistic perspective, you're looking at 30 seconds and going, okay, we've got 10 seconds to set. We need to get down there, execute, get back on the draw, and continue doing so a couple more times.
Essentially 3 fast breaks required off of the possession here from the timeout. So they put 3 additional ticks on the clock at 33 now, and every second matters at this point. But from where the clear begins, try and get it upfield, create some chaos, and get one in the back of the net, then rely on Conant to win a couple of draws.
Yeah, you've got to make sure, if you're relying on these fast breaks the way that they're going to have to, you've got to make sure your spacing is right. Upfield, you cannot be clogging the lane. It's all about speed. It's all about ball movement and creating opportunities. You have to be wide. You've got to make sure that you're flipping this DV defense around, because at this point they've had time to set up. You're taking this time out. They're going to be ready on their defensive end. You need to make sure you're already poking and prodding before they even blow the whistle to start your transition.
2 different conversations between the teams. Desert Vista break out of the huddle extremely early, while Chaparral take every second that they're allotted for the timeout. And we'll see what kind of creativity they drew up on this clear to have an opportunity to get the ball down quick.
If you're DV here, you're trying to take as much time off the clock as possible during this ride, making it really hard for them to get upfield, potentially getting a nice check off and getting possession again. But you're making sure you're set up. If they take time on offense or make an errant pass, they're done here.
Hevesi with a look inside, and she gets one with 16 seconds left. So that makes it interesting.
It absolutely does. Really nice execution on the fast break. Saw a little hiccup right in the beginning, struggling to get it down, but because of all that upward pressure, they're able to find some open pockets and make something work on their offensive end. That's what they're going to have to continue to do. Right now, I'd be telling my offensive players, you need to get up all the way already. I want you set up in a box. I want to be able to get this draw, come in really hot, pull some of your defenders, and you guys better be ready to cut in.
Number 3 on the night for Hevesy cuts the lead to 2. Chaparral down 8-6 with 15 and a half on the clock in the 4th. It all comes down to Kona in the draw control circle. If she can win it big, she doesn't, as Opart stays strong as she has been all year. Backtracks into her own zone, and the celebration ensues for Desert Vista as Opart looks to run the clock out, gets it up high, and Desert Vista stay perfect.
Really nice finish there, able to execute off the draw, and that's what you want to see. You got to have possession. The whole game, we've been pushing the pace. We've seen them take their time in the first half and capitalize on that possession. If you've got possession, the other team can't score, and I think that especially in this last quarter, we saw Desert Vista execute pretty nicely. I would have liked to see them hold it a little bit more, maybe take a little less opportunities, because they gave Chaparral a little bit of hope as we narrowed down there, but ultimately really good execution for them, able to come out with it in the end.
The finish they dreamed of, a perfect 15-0 season, and for the 11 seniors that they send off, a storybook ending at the pinnacle of your lacrosse career. The end of it for some of them going to play at the next level, 4 college commits from this Desert Vista team. What an exceptional season, not to be outdone by Chaparral. The only losses that they took on the season, all 3 of them from this Desert Vista squad, who just happened to be the best.
Absolutely. You can't ask for a better ending. You've got a perfect season. You come into the championship. You execute. You win. You've got a senior-heavy team. I mean, you just get to celebrate at this point and enjoy the 4-year path that you just had, like chipping away every single year to get yourself to this point. It's really an amazing thing to see, and it's also awesome to see Chaparral here. We've got a team who continues to chip away. They're not so senior heavy. They've got a ton of juniors, sophomores, freshmen that are really great and continuing to come up the pipeline. As DV graduates those 11 seniors out, we're going to see a big void on their team. It's going to be really competitive next year as well, and just a really amazing finish. Congratulations to DV again.
The first state championship for them since 2021, and they soak it all in, ever so successful. And what a big game for a senior. Olivia Opart has to be my player of the game. She got off to a hot start to begin the scoring. She finished with 4 on the night, and what an end cap to the season for Opart.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I mean, we wouldn't have seen such a competitive game without Sadie in the cage for Chaparral. She did an amazing job. Her save percentage was probably off the charts. And it's awesome to see these teams compete the whole game. I mean, without all of the saves she had, they would be nowhere near as close as they were. So a big shout out to her as she continues her career into college.
An 8-6 final as Desert Vista are crowned champions and cap off a perfect 15-0 season. For Campbell Klein, I've been Zach Warhack, and we'll see what kind of action our sideline crew can get with interviews in the fray of the celebration from Desert Vista. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is going to be it on South Mountain Lax.
Going to be our year, and we just locked in early, and here we are.
Of course. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, I'll count you guys in.
Oh, redo.
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Kai Tanagaba is here with South Mountain Lacrosse. Joined alongside me, the head coach for Desert Vista, head coach Tori. Tori, what does this feel like to get this win?
It feels incredible. You know, we've been working hard all season long. We've been undefeated, but that doesn't mean that we've let up ever. You know, I keep telling the girls, like, now's the time to put their foot down on the gas. So they've just been locked in every practice, every game, and we were ready to come out on top.
Of course. And what does this mean for you as the coach, and also to see the seniors who are going to move on after this year get this big win?
It just means everything, really, like full circle moment. A lot of these girls I've been coaching at some point or another since they were in 5th grade. So this is really special for all of them. But a lot of these girls were on a losing team 4 years ago. And this really, they really stepped it up. They put in the work, and they earned it. They really deserve it.
And what do you have to say to the Desert Vista fans out there who have been following you guys this entire season through thick and thin, and now through a championship?
Our fans are the best. Our Awatuki Lightning, our youth program, shout out. They're incredible. They pack our stands. They give us the energy that we need for every game. We have great support from the parents, our board. Everybody has just been amazing. And I promise you that is what makes or breaks a program. And it's just been an incredible experience, and we're very lucky to have them.
Awesome. Phenomenal win here tonight, Coach. Go enjoy it. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back with another few interviews towards the post game. Again, Head Coach Tori, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Go DV!
You're good. Hello, everybody. Back here on South Mountain Lacrosse. Joined alongside me, the top goal scorer in the championship game, Olivia Opar. Olivia, your senior year, you guys are state champions. What's the feeling and the emotions going through you right now?
We are just so beyond excited. We worked all season for this. This was our game. It was closer than we wanted it to be, but of course we came out on top, so there's no complaints there whatsoever.
Was there a little bit of a, were there nerves going into this game for you, good or bad? How was that kind of emotion for you?
Yeah, definitely. Chaparral is a great team. They have a great lockdown defense, so we were definitely worried coming into it, but we knew we could take the upper hand.
Walk us through your performance tonight. 4 goals in the state championship. What an achievement, especially after scoring 7 just on Wednesday. 11 goals in 2 nights in the postseason. How does that make you feel?
It feels awesome. I think all the hard work I put in really shows. Initially, the looks I was looking for usually weren't there, so I had to take some farther out rips, and those were working really well, so I was happy with that.
Any message to your DV fans that have supported you guys throughout this year?
I'm just so grateful for everyone who came out to the game. I love all our fans, and I'm just so grateful for Desert Vista Lacrosse. It truly changed my life.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Olivia. It was great talking to you, and congratulations on being state champions.
Thank you so much.
Of course.